Okay, I'm testing the audio. It seems to be working. That's great. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to go live. This is awesome. Um, I am at a park. I decided to start 10 minutes early because what I'm really going to dive into, I wanted to have plenty of time to dive into it. And there were a few things I wanted to show before we start diving into the main thing. The main thing we're going to be diving into is generating a personal app using GPT-5. GPT-5 is apparently really good at app generation, and so we're going to try it out. And there's already an app that I'll talk about this in a minute, but that I have talked about with ChatGPT, and I kind of have the requirements. We'll start from there and really get going. Just because this comes up all the time when I'm at this park, I will answer a few questions. Yes, I am at a park. No, this is not my backyard. This park is awesome because it has free Wi-Fi. Pretty cool, right? So we'll see how the live stream quality goes, because this is my first time live streaming from this park, and I have no idea how how well it's going to do, so this is an experiment. I come to this park in the morning to kind of do some of my morning routine, because I love being outside, and it gives me an excuse to exercise because I bike here. So I'll show you. Here is my bike right here, and I also have this table and a camping chair that I'm sitting at that fit in my backpack, which is awesome. I love this setup. So the chair, the table fit in my backpack. I just get on my bike and come to the park in the mornings. And again, this park has free Wi-Fi, so it's an awesome deal, and it's not too far away from my house. Let's see. We're going to actually come back to the biking in a minute, related to my smart glasses, because these are Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. I can take a picture. If I want to, I can actually live stream from these glasses if I wanted to. And what I like it most for is they basically act as Bluetooth headphones. So there is a speaker right here, and a microphone up, I can't remember what side it's on, but it's like up here. And when I talk to people, like on a Bluetooth call, they can hear me great. And I can listen to music or take a phone call all while I'm biking or driving around. And so it's really useful, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. I mean, honestly, oh, Banana's got a mosquito right there. See, that's the one thing I should have brought mosquito spray, because when I started doing this, there wasn't as many mosquitoes at that part of the summer, but now there's some more mosquitoes, so I need to make sure to get mosquito spray in the morning. Okay, but let's just jump right into a few things I wanted to show before we dive into this personal app. Okay, so here is ChatGPT 5, and this is something that I'm working on this morning, and I just wanted to show it and say this is like a great personal productivity thing. So last time I talked about this advanced voice mode. You can click here and you can talk to ChatGPT. Hey ChatGPT, how's it going?
Hey Matthew, going well on this end. So let's keep it casual and fun.
One thing that I did, we're going to stop this now, is I help the youth. I am part of like a youth ministry type thing in my church. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And in one of our planning sessions, so we were together as a group of teenage boys, young men, and adult leaders, and we were planning the activities for the next several months. And to me, this was really efficient. I can tell you some things that I learned, but we just used the advanced voice mode of ChatGPT and passed around the phone, so every young man could suggest an activity idea for our Tuesday evening activities that we do. And so somebody might have said, hey, I really would love to play kickball. And somebody else might say, hey, it would be fun to do some kind of educational activity and learn about engineering or something, right? And somebody might say, well, we need to do a spiritual activity, right? I wish everyone was thinking in spiritual terms all the time, but I don't know how many spiritual activities were suggested. I think most of them were kind of fun activities. But the point is that we just used the advanced voice mode here and just passed around the phone, and everybody suggested a bunch of ideas. And then at the end, I had, and this is what I'll show you right now. So this is a nice feature of ChatGPT as well. I don't know if this is a paid-for feature or not, but I can just search through my chats for what I want. So I'm going to find activity planning secretary, something like that. Even if I don't spell it right, it should come up, and you'll kind of see what it did. So originally I had this put it in a kind of bullet point list, and then later, and this was at the very beginning, we were like suggesting a bunch of activities and going forward, but then I kind of played with it later, and I had it put it in this nice table format that makes it easy to read with ChatGPT Canvas. So you can see here we've got the May activities, the June activities, the July activities, and so forth. And now we're at the end of August, and we have some more activities to put on the list. And well, actually, sorry, the activities are basically planned out, but we need to put them into an app now. And I wish there was an easy way for ChatGPT to put these activities in the app that we use to get the word out about activities. But I don't think there's an easy way to do that. Although if anybody has any suggestions in the comments, let me know, because maybe there is an easy way to do this. But for now, I'm just going to copy and paste the activities from the end of August. And actually, yeah, well, or I can actually ask ChatGPT, will you just get me I'll put simple bullet point list of our activities from August 26th to September, we're going to have to move some things around that I'm noticing with this. This isn't quite as simple as I thought it would be. I was going to just make a bullet point list of the activities till some point in September so we could put it into the app, but I'm noticing that we're probably going to have to change some things around based on some new developments that we've learned. So anyway, I won't do that now, but you get the idea. So I just wanted to show that. I thought that was, since I was thinking of it this morning, I was already working on it. I thought that might be something useful to show. Okay, now I'm going to come back, and sorry, you're going to see a weird screen for a minute, but this is the way I switch to different cameras. So now I'm going to talk about this app idea that I had, and this will come back to my Meta glasses. So this morning, as I was on my bike ride in, first I'll point out I do have some headphones right here, as you can see, but have you ever tried, I have actually, to wear headphones with a helmet? It doesn't work very well, especially these kind of headphones. Now, for those of you that are like, Matthew, there's the AirPods or whatever you can put in your ear headphones. I don't like those type of headphones. So for those of you who love those type of headphones, this is, I guess, not a use case that is really applicable to you. So I guess you can ignore this portion of the video. But for me, I like over-the-ear headphones when I'm wearing headphones for several different reasons, and I won't get into that now. But the point is, I don't like in-the-ear headphones. I find them annoying. I don't like something sticking in my ear, and there's a bunch of other reasons that I don't like them. So for me, it's really difficult to wear headphones while I'm trying to bike. And so these glasses are really useful because they're not in the ear headphones. They have the speakers right here, and they act as like a Bluetooth, and then the microphone's right here. So what I have done before, and I did it this morning, is talk to ChatGPT on my bike ride. And I did it this morning. Even with the sounds of traffic going on, ChatGPT could hear me just fine. The microphone's just like literally right here, and it has decent noise cancellation around it. Again, these are the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses, and this is not an ad for them. I just genuinely like these glasses. And I can talk to Meta's AI as well, but for this use case, I was talking to ChatGPT, and I was using GPT-5. So I can easily put my headphone on with my glasses. That doesn't cause any problems. Anyone can wear a headphone with glasses, or wear, a helmet with glasses. I meant to say helmet. And I talked to ChatGPT, and I said on my bike ride, hey, I have this idea for developing this personal app that would be a personal use case for me. Let's talk about this and figure out the best way to make this app. And I went back and forth and talked about the requirements. I said, hey, let's pretend like you're a developer. Now ask me questions based on what a developer really would ask me about the requirements of this app. And we came up with a nice list. And so I'll share my screen again and we'll show that. So I'm going to go to just my ChatGPT conversation history, and I think it's probably my latest one. Okay, here we go. Oh, nope, that was what I just showed you just a minute ago when we were testing voice mode. So let's see. There we go, Scripture Study App Idea. And this is what I want to kind of develop today. So we have the core features of this app, and this looks pretty good, but it doesn't look as detailed as I want it to be. So I could switch here to GPT thinking if I want to. It looks like this model doesn't support this for audio, so we might have to switch to a different chat. We might have to copy some of this in a different chat. But I'm just going to try to tell it to think harder, because that's what OpenAI says that you can do to get it to initiate the thinking mode or advanced reasoning or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to say, think really hard about this whole conversation and output a detailed app plan based on all the requirements and features we talked about. Make it detailed enough for a real developer to work on. And let's see, output a detailed plan. I'm gonna highlight the word all here. ChatGPT and a lot of these AI models use something called markup, and so if you use asterisks and there's a great article. I'll actually show this real quick if you're interested. I've saved this. Let's see if I can get to it quickly. Here we go. This is from OpenAI. The article is called Key Guidelines for Writing Instructions for Custom GPTs. But I think this applies generally to prompt engineering as well. But you can see this is markup format. So if you have a hashtag in front of something, and apparently a space, I guess, they have a hashtag and a space, then it marks it as a heading 1. And 2 hashtags is a heading 2. And then you can see that you can put other information. 2 asterisks means that this text will be bold, right? An underline means it will be italicized, and so on and so forth. And you can use these different tools, like just a simple dash for a bullet point. But this helps it so that it makes it cleaner for an AI model to read. And so if you're interested more about this, read this article. This is probably the best one that I've seen on this topic, but it's Key Guidelines for Writing Instructions for Custom GPTs, and it breaks up this markdown format. Now, this is kind of advanced prompt engineering, and so do you need to do this? No, you don't. But it can help make your instructions or your prompts more clear to ChatGPT or any other AI tool that you're using. So I'm going to put the word all, I'm going to bold it here like this so it really pays attention to it. And let's see if it uses its advanced thinking. I'll be able to tell, oh, yep, and it does. It's a thinking for a longer, better answer. So it worked. So now, just by saying, hey, think a little bit harder about this, it's going to actually, in the back end, what it's doing is something called chain of thought reasoning. At least that's the best I understand what's happening on the back end. And so an example of this would be if you were to say, hey, write an essay about Abraham Lincoln's views on slavery, wow, I can't talk, it would give you a decent response. But instead, if you were to say, hey, tell me all the sources that get to the best information about Abraham Lincoln's views of slavery, prioritizing first and second-hand sources, and then in your next prompt in the same chat, you were to say, now to organize this by these themes, right? And then in the next chat, you were to say, okay, now put this in an essay in my writing style or something, right? It's going to do a better job. And so when you say, think really hard about this or think hard about this, it's using its chain of thought prompting, which is basically like it has a bunch of mini prompts on the back end to say, let me break this down into steps and do this one step at a time before I output what the user wants. And you can see this chain of thought prompting. So it says, I need to create a detailed plan based on our conversation. I need these features. We need, these things. And it thought about the whole conversation, and then it outputted its plan. So it's basically thinking step by step, using multiple prompts in the back end to get you what you want. Now, I'm going to leave this on screen for a minute, actually, so you can read this, and it will give me a chance to put on a jacket. Hopefully you can see this okay, because you might be able to tell in my voice I'm getting a little bit cold. So hold on for just a moment. And by the way, really do read through this while I'm putting my jacket on. By the way, this jacket that I'm wearing, I can just fit easily in my backpack as well. It's great for this time of year because it's cold enough in the mornings to possibly need a jacket, especially getting this time of year. It's starting to get a little bit chilly in the morning, but it's not cold later in the day, so this jacket folds up really easily, comes into my backpack. You're getting tons of great tidbits. But now we're just going to read through this. So we're going to read through this together. Scripture listening app, and you can kind of get a feel for what I want done. Okay? Developer plan, iOS minimal maintenance, goals, what to get done. One tap from iPhone, okay, that opens the exact next item that Matthew should listen to today. Order of content, general conference talks, okay. Come follow me, scripture chapters for the current week. Come follow me, manual segments for the current week. Leahona, current month, okay, great. Auto catch up if behind on general conference, okay, that's great. So you're getting an idea here. Let me just explain to you what I want to do with this. I want to be able to have some kind of button from my iPhone that I can just click, and it will play my scripture study related stuff that I want to listen to that day. And so I prioritize general conference, and then come follow me scriptures, and then go from there. So that's basically what I want it to do. Okay, platform, we're saying this is what we want it to be written in. It's talking about the back end, talking about one-tap entry points, a widget, handling, minimal maintenance, option. Now, I can tell already, just so you know, that this is probably more than ChatGPT can do on its own, because I don't think ChatGPT definitely can't deploy anything to the iPhone, to the App Store for me, right? And ChatGPT also is going to struggle with, like, it can't create, well, maybe it could create a Google Sheet for me with the new integrations that they've developed, but I'm probably going to have to be the one to create this Google Sheet. But we're just going to go for it and see how good of a job it will do. So it's coming up with some detailed instructions, and we'll just see what it does. So I'm going to say, now I want you to, actually I'm going to give it a role. I'm going to say, now you're a world-class developer. I want you to develop this app for me. Write all the code and create all the features. Do everything you can before you stop. If you run into issues, solve them. And I don't know if I even need to tell it all of this, but I'm just going to give it a try, and we're going to have it develop this for us. So it definitely is doing its advanced thinking, like I said. And while this is going, I'm just going to double check here that the audio is still working. Yep, the audio still seems to be working. It still shows I'm streaming. Maybe we'll just check in YouTube real quick. And this is the beauty, by the way, about having AI do stuff for you, is that you can just go and work on other things while it's working in your behalf. So I'm going to check to make sure that we're live streaming. Okay, we are live. Looking good. That's great. And let's check back on. Oh, and it's writing the code. This is wonderful. And this is the kind of stuff, I talked about this in the last video, but this is the kind of stuff that I would just have, once I have the task clearly defined, I just have AI and go and work on stuff for me, and I'll just work on other things. I'll open up new tabs and do other stuff. Actually, one of the things I could do is put some of those activities that we talked about in the activity app that I was talking about. So maybe I'll do that. Well, I think if I actually open that app, it's going to kick off my microphone, because I'm using my iPhone for my microphone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So actually, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to mess up the live stream. But you get the idea. I could just have this run, write the code that we need it to write, or do the thing that we want it to do. If you're using ChatGPT task, what is it called? ChatGPT agent mode or something like that, and I can go off and be working on other things. By the way, I'll say while this is writing, if you ever have any ideas or thoughts of things that you want to try, I actually already got one comment to try a app generation thing, like a code app development platform that uses AI so very similar to this, but a different platform, different tool. In a Facebook comment when I announced that I would be doing these live streams on Monday mornings. But yeah, just put them in the YouTube comments. I'll try to check those. I will check those. I'll check those, and I'll try to prioritize anything that anybody wants to put in the comments that they would want to try. I'm focused on AI for personal development, and I have actually like a whole spreadsheet. Maybe I'll show it actually. Let's see, what do I have it called? So this spreadsheet in just my personal Google Drive, I have things that I want to prioritize ChatGPT doing for me, and not just ChatGPT, other AI models as well. And so this is, I'm focusing on things that help me in my personal life. So this is not necessarily work-related stuff. This is like what's going to help me. And I'll also mention that to develop this spreadsheet that I did, I really thought hard about what are the things that I do on a regular basis. That's what this row is right here, right? So what are the things that I do regularly, right? What was the reason I initially did that? What was the spark of ignition that made that a habit for me? And why am I doing this? And then I wanted to optimize for, like, am I trying to optimize for time? Am I trying to be as efficient as possible with my time, reducing time waste? Or am I trying to optimize for making the most money possible? Or, like, why am I doing this task? And what do I want to optimize for? What variables do I want to optimize for? And then I thought of alternative ideas. I actually eliminated some things from my regular routine by thinking through this. And I went through a bunch of other tasks. We'll see how this is doing. Oh, it looks like this is done. But I would recommend, if you want, I could do a whole episode just on this. But I would actually recommend that to anybody, because the thing that I get worried about is that people will use AI in ways that they actually won't help them in their lives. That they're going to be like, oh man, I've never been able to write a book. Now I could have AI write me a book for me. I think that's dumb. No offense, but on multiple layers, for multiple reasons, I just think that's really dumb. So anyway, this I could. Okay, one of the reasons I think that's dumb, there's multiple reasons I think that's dumb, is because if you're not going to invest your own time and energy into doing something, then don't have AI help you with it. Have AI help you with the things that actually help you with the things you're already doing. And so thinking through, what are the things I do on a regular basis? What are most important to me? What are the habits that are most important to me? You can then think, how can I have AI help me with those things? And you actually get value to make your life more efficient. And I could go on about that. I really could. And if you want, I could do a whole episode. But that's what I believe. So now this is interesting because I don't see an option at the top that says run this code, which I think is fine, because we'll ask ChatGPT itself how we deploy this code and what we should do next. But if I was in comparison to say, so I'm going to just save this here, and I'm going to, actually what I'll do is I'm going to download this. We'll just download it as a file that we can come back to and save later. But I can actually have it make changes, and then with these buttons go back to like previous iterations or future iterations and keep iterating on my code. But I want to show you how ChatGPT could actually create an app for you. So I could say, now do your best to replicate this with a web-based app. And so it's going to come up with new code, and it's explaining to me now how to install this and what to do. But I just want to show you how this potentially could work, where you could actually run the code. So we're going to just have it develop a new version of this so you can actually kind of see what it might look like. But with the specifications I gave it, it's trying to work on something that I could actually deploy, I think, to the App Store with my iPhone, and that's not going to be able to run on a simple web-based app. And so I'm having it rewrite code in a new way, just to see what it would look like, so you can actually see what it's going to look like here. So, give me a minute. We'll be patient, and maybe while I'm waiting, I'll just go, and I'm going to mute this so that I don't get any echo here, but I'm going to go to the live stream and just see if anybody's watching and if anybody has any comments right now. Give me a minute. Okay, nobody has any comments, which is fine. If you, it looks like there's one person watching, which could have been me. It's a new YouTube channel, and I don't know how many of my friends are actually going to watch this, but anyway, if you do just want to, if you're ever watching and you just want to say hi, feel free to say hi. I'll try to keep an eye on the comments. Okay, so now we're going to hit run code. We're going to see what we're kind of see what this looks like. It's saying it wants network access. I think that's fine with me, so we'll hit allow. To be honest, I don't really love the way that this looks, and I don't know if it's just because it's trying to fetch the data, like if I was to use like a, oh, let's see, an alarm went off on my Apple Watch. Let me see if the audio is still working. Okay, yeah, shows the audio is still working, so great. Okay, but I don't know if this is just because it's trying to connect to like a Google sheet, but I think, I don't know, this wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. But let's see what it's telling me to do next. So it's saying, done. I built you a full web version 2. Check the canvas. Great, I did. It's a single file React app with these features. That's fine. How to run. Create a React app. Add this. I don't even know what this means. Install this and replace this with the code in the canvas. I don't even know what any of this means. So we're going to come back to the Swift app and let's see how it told me to deploy this. It's saying replace this with your app group and then get this CSV JSON URL in the settings, or change the default code. Split the big file into 3 targets, Xcode, so app, widget extension, and app. Okay, what you get, one tap next, catch. So this is just going over the features, and then we have CSV, JSON, Open Safari. Want me to drop the Xcode skeleton. Okay, I'm just going to say I do not even know where to start on how to deploy this. I imagine and what's it called here, the .swift file is the best one to go with. You're going to have to walk me through deployment one step at a time. I know nothing on how to do this. It's funny, I saw a meme about back-end developers dancing or celebrating because they were like, well, we still have a job. And it's true. I don't know, like, I can do this kind of vibe coding type stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing to actually deploy it. I don't know what I'm doing to actually, like, create the back end to make it work. But maybe we'll just try to walk through this. Maybe we'll pick up here in the next session and just see if we can get this to work. But I will say, with other things that I have created, it's worked wonderfully. So let me show you a few of those examples. We'll actually kind of move this to the side here and let it do its thing. Oh, and it's already given me an answer. So, but I have developed other very simple apps that I've deployed, like on a Google site or other places that I do know how to deploy to, and it's worked really well. So, okay, totally doable. Let's get this on your iPhone step by step. We'll start with the fastest path, no widget or shortcuts yet, so you don't have to mess with Apple's paid developer program or app groups. That's great. I appreciate that. Phase 1, what you need: a Mac with Xcode, free from the Mac App Store, your iPhone Plus Lightning USB cable, and an Apple ID. Okay, so I need to go to Xcode and install the update. So I'm on a Mac and I need Xcode. So let's go to the App Store This is fun. You're just you're just watching me just really walk through something I've never done before. And we're going to look for Xcode. Here we go. So we'll get this and we'll install it. Okay, so while that's installing, we'll just keep reading here. So we're going to launch Xcode. We're going to go to Settings, Accounts, plus Apple ID, and then Sign In. And then you should see a personal team. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to do the product name, the interface, and the language. Okay, I think I can do this. I think I can set these settings the way that I want. So let's see if Xcode, okay, it's still downloading. Maybe that's where we end up today, and we'll pick up here next time. I'm really genuinely excited about this because I am not an app developer. I'm not a coder. I don't know what I'm doing here, and so you're going to watch me walk through the process of actually creating an app in the App Store from vibe coding and doing it one step at a time. And this will be a fun adventure, and we'll see how it works. So maybe I'll try to get through some of these settings things before our next session, and then pick up there. But we'll kind of see where we go. So thank you for joining me. This has been a 30-minute AI session with Matthew Havertz, and I have so many other things on my list that I'm excited that will just improve my life. But I'd love to prioritize things that you want to work on too, so feel free to put things on the comments. Thanks